Hello, I am back. We have not fallen off the edge of the world. We have just been diligently working on the Woodchuck. It's in this garage here. And we've been working on a bunch of really exciting updates. So without further ado, I'm gonna pull it out and show you guys the new lid, and then that will be the update for today, but there'll be a series of updates coming forward, and each one's gonna be spliced up into a different video. So today is the lid update. Well, that was a complete disaster pulling it out, so none of that was on video, but we got it out, and that's what counts. And that's right, now the Woodchuck, instead of being a mobile automated stud cutter, it's a mobile grow house. No, just kidding. It's still a stud cutter. We got it branded up with our graphics on the side, Lemming Robotics, and then on the back, we got the good stuff. Yeah, we got Chainsaw Chuck, frame faster, good times. This project is actually really fun. From my bachelor's degree is in graphic design, so this project, everything we're doing with on-site automation is a ton of fun because it needs so much good graphic design and good branding, so it's really exciting. The reason we switched to the polycarbonate was whole raft of reasons, mainly a cost thing. So if you go and look back at the different lids that we've had, we started with that big giant aluminum lid that clamshelled to the left hand, or I guess it'd be the right hand side of the trailer when it opened. And then I'll run you through the other lid we had, and we'll open this lid up and we'll go from there. Here's our second lid, or I guess what's left of our second lid. It's been cut apart and repurposed for our current outfeed table. And that's really kind of what this lid was. It wasn't really a lid as much as it was an outfeed table. We knew we didn't like the outfeed table that used to be on the Woodchuck, so we wanted something new that the lumber could outfeed onto. So we had this large table that folded over the Woodchuck and then folded out when you were using the Woodchuck to be the outfeed table. There had to be a hole in it right here for the chop box, because when it was closed, the chop box stuck up too far. And our kind of original idea behind this one was that we would cover it with a carbon fiber lid. But there's several reasons that we didn't end up going that route, and I might actually show you guys, I'll show you guys a little blurb a little bit later in this video about our little carbon fiber test piece and explain why we didn't go that direction. But I think we should have a moment of silence for this lid. Okay. Now that we've had our moment of silence, let me show you how our new lid for the Woodchuck works. Back here on the Woodchuck is this little door. It's got a lock on it. You can't see me. Don't peek. And this back here isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I believe it was Reid Hoffman, one of the co-founders of LinkedIn, who said, if you're not slightly embarrassed by your prototype, you're late to market. So that's kind of where we're at on this. Lid's not perfect. There's definitely some embarrassing things. But back here, you can get to this little plug when you open up the door. And once you've plugged it in, come a little closer. You can see we have this little panel with these buttons on it, and you press one, and up, up, and away. The lid pops straight up and reveals the Woodchuck. One of the main reasons we wanted to switch our design to this is so that a framer can use the Woodchuck while the lid's open. Once the lid's fully open, you can see that we've got our new outfeed table stashed inside of here. So you can just drag this out and hook this on here. like so. And there you have it. You've got your outfeed table to the boards to run onto. We got to kind of workshop this a little bit. We might switch that outfeed table to be something that just folds up on the rear end of the trailer, but it's a prototype and it's a highly functional prototype. So this is our new lid. And as you can see, we have a new screen. That'll be our next update video on why we switched from an iPad to this. But that's the new lid. When we had the second version of the lid, or the folding out feed table, one of the theories that we had was, well, maybe we'll make the lid out of carbon fiber. So here's our feeble attempt, or I should say quick attempt, at a carbon fiber lid and mold. This is the mold. This is the carbon fiber that we pulled out of the mold. The mold is just polyacrylic and some wood. You can still see the remains of the vacuum bag system. And this is the carbon fiber itself. It actually turned out really well, and it was fun to work with carbon fiber. But overall, we decided that it was going to be a little too costly, and that the general form factor wasn't going to be what we were looking for. And some of the way we work is, I had this entrepreneurship teacher in college named Bert Dinas. If you go to CSU and you can take a class from Bert Dinas, if he's still around, I would highly recommend him. He's a fantastic professor. But one of the things he said that I have kind of always held with me is fail fast, fail cheap. So a lot of times when we're prototyping, we're just turning over our ideas as fast as we can and as cheap as we can so we can get answers on the direction we want to go in. So that was our attempt at a carbon fiber lid. But we are much happier with the polycarbonate lid that we've come up with here. The video is getting ready to cut to a little sales pitch, but before I give you a little sales pitch, I got to give a shout out to 3 companies that we worked with on our new lid that are absolutely fantastic. And if you want to make anything like this, you should work with those companies. First one is the Vinyl Graphics. They come from Sticker Genius. I cannot recommend these guys enough. And I will put a link to each one of these companies in the description below. Next one, Linear Actuators. These are from Progressive Automation. They're so cool. We couldn't have even imagined how impressed we were going to be with these. And the last one is ANC Plastics. If you want some polycarbonate or any type of plastic needs at all, I highly recommend ANC Plastics. Okay, now my sales pitch. If you are a framer, know a framer, want to frame, any of the above, and you want to use the Woodchuck, please let us know if you are in the Colorado Springs area. We would be happy to come out and demo the Woodchuck for about 4 hours for you. You can hit us up on our website, or you can DM us here on YouTube or whatever social media you happen to see this video on. Thank you very much for checking out the new lid.